If you love classic luxury but hate the idea of emptying your wallet, this one's for you. Because right now, there are iconic, big body comfort machines you can grab for literal pennies, cars that still turn heads, still ride like a dream, and still make you feel like a boss, without the boss level budget. And the first one on this list, it's a sleeper you'd never expect. The Audi 200 is one of those 80s oddballs that only real car nerds appreciate. Until they drive one, then it clicks. This thing was Germany's undercover luxury missile, built for people who wanted comfort, turbo punch, and that unmistakable boxy prestige without flashing a badge louder than their personality. If you're the type who likes to slip under the radar but still enjoy a proper boost, this is your car. Under the hood, you get a turbocharged inline 5 that makes the kind of sound only Audi could get away with. Offbeat, growly, and strangely classy. Power sits in the mid 100 horsepower range, depending on the year, paired with either a 5-speed manual or a smooth automatic. Fuel economy? Let's call it 80s optimistic, so don't expect miracles. But the ride is buttery, the cabin is peak Teutonic comfort, and the whole car feels like a smaller Audi 5000 that finally hit the gym. Now, the pros. First, these cars are cheap because almost no one remembers them, which is perfect for us. Second, they were over-engineered in a way modern luxury cars only pretend to be. Third, that Turbo 5 is pure character. Cons? Parts can be a scavenger hunt, electrical gremlins show up like uninvited relatives, and the original suspension bushings are usually toast by now. Known issues include vacuum leaks, tired turbos, and cooling system neglect. So when you inspect one, listen for inconsistent boost, check every hose like it owes you money, and make sure the digital dash, if equipped, still lights up like it should. As for recommended years, late 80s models generally had the bugs worked out, but any well-maintained example can be a gem. The market price today? You can still grab one for under $5,000 if you're patient, and sometimes way less if the seller has no idea what they're sitting on. And honestly, that's the fun of the Audi 200. It feels like luxury theft in the best possible way. And if you think this one's underrated, wait until you see the next pick, a Porsche with a price tag that doesn't make your bank account scream. The Porsche 924 is the car that proves a badge, doesn't need a giant price tag to deliver a real sports car vibe. People love to joke about it being the cheap Porsche, but here's the secret every owner already knows. That's exactly why it's awesome. This car was built for drivers who want the Porsche experience without taking out a second mortgage. And if you appreciate balance, feel, and confidence on a twisty road, the 924 hits way above its reputation. It runs a front-mounted 4-cylinder paired with a snappy 5-speed, or sometimes a 3-speed auto, if you're unlucky, but the magic is in the layout. The transaxle design spreads the weight beautifully, so the car feels planted in a way even modern coupes struggle to match. Horsepower sits modestly in the low 100s, but the 924 isn't about brute force. It's about momentum driving, clean feedback, and that classic Porsche steering feel you can't fake. Pros? First, handling. This thing is a momentum masterpiece. Second, parts are surprisingly accessible thanks to shared components with VW and Audi. Third, the driving position and visibility make it a comfortable long-distance cruiser. Cons? Purists look down on it, which honestly just keeps prices low for the rest of us. Also, early engines feel underpowered if you're expecting 911 thrills, and some interiors age like milk left in the sun. Known issues include timing belt neglect, cracked dashboards, tired fuel pumps, and cooling system leaks. When inspecting one, check for smooth idle, clean belt service history, and a gearbox that doesn't feel like you're stirring gravel. Rust around the battery tray is another notorious problem, so pop that hood and look carefully. The sweet spot? Late 80s examples with better build consistency, though any well-maintained car is worth a look. Current market prices are still shockingly gentle. You can find drivers from under $6,000 and clean weekend toys for around $8 to $10. For a real Porsche with real character, that's a steal. The 924 is a gateway into classic sports car ownership that doesn't punish your wallet or your sanity. Quick pit stop, grab your phone, hit subscribe, and tell me which city you're watching from. Seriously, your comments help this channel grow, and I read every single one. And if you think a cheap Porsche is wild, the next car brings old school Mercedes swagger that ages like a perfect whiskey. The Mercedes 380 SL is that kind of classic luxury roadster you buy when you want to look like you have your life together, even if you absolutely do not. It's perfect for the driver who loves slow mornings, open tops, and that signature Mercedes door thunk that sounds like a bank vault ceiling shut. This car isn't about speed, it's about presence. And the moment you sit behind that thin-rimmed wheel, you feel like the world just slowed down to match your pace. Power comes from a smooth V8 making a bit over 150 horsepower paired to a 4-speed automatic that shifts like warm butter. Sure, it's not a modern rocket, but the torque is relaxed and confident, and cruising feels almost meditative. Fuel economy? Let's say it teaches patience. But the ride quality is peak 80s. Heavy, solid, and weirdly comforting, like driving a stainless steel hug. Pros? First, build quality. These cars were engineered to survive generations. Second, parts availability is fantastic thanks to the huge R107 community. Third, the styling is timeless, chrome, straight lines, and just enough attitude. Cons? Russ loves these cars. Vacuum systems get cranky, and neglected maintenance turns a bargain into a money pit fast. Also, the climate control system is basically a puzzle box designed by someone who hated mechanics. Known issues include timing chain stretch, brittle interior plastics, tired subframe mounts, and leaking power steering systems. When inspecting one, listen for chain rattle on cold start, check the soft top for tears, and make sure the AC actually blows something colder than disappointment. The recommended years? Mid-80s models, especially after Mercedes updated the timing chain guides. But honestly, condition matters more than year on these. Market prices today float between $8,000 for fair drivers and $15,000 to $20,000 for clean examples. And considering how iconic the silhouette is, that's still a solid bargain for real vintage roadster flair. The 380 SL gives you that old money aura without needing the old money bank account. And if this Mercedes feels classy, wait until we roll into a classic BMW coupe that mixes shark-like attitude with grand tour charm. The BMW 6 Series E24 is the kind of coupe you buy when you want performance, elegance, and just a little bit of villain energy. This is the Sharknose Legend, the car that makes you feel like you should be wearing sunglasses at night and closing million-dollar deals before breakfast. It's ideal for the driver who loves a grand touring vibe but still wants a chassis that talks back when the road gets interesting. Under the hood, you get BMW's iconic straight six, usually landing between 170 and 200 horsepower, paired with either a crisp 5-speed manual or an automatic that's fine, but not what enthusiasts dream about. The engine pulls with that silky, confident wave only an old BMW can deliver, and the long hood, rear drive layout gives the car a balanced, settled feel at speed. Fuel economy sits in the acceptable for a vintage GT category, meaning don't expect hybrid numbers, but you also won't cry at every fill-up. Pros? First, the design. This thing still turns heads, and it will forever. Second, the cabin feels like an old leather jacket that's aged perfectly, driver-focused, low-slung, and surprisingly comfortable. Third, the mechanicals are robust if maintained. Cons? Neglected examples become bottomless pits, electrical gremlins enjoy weekend visits, and automatic cars can feel sleepy if you're expecting modern punch. Known issues include worn timing components, vacuum leaks, crusty suspension bushings, failing window regulators, and the classic BMW cooling system roulette. During inspection, check the service history carefully, make sure the temperature gauge behaves, and listen for clunks from the rear. These often signal tired subframe or trailing arm bushings. Rust can also sneak in around the rear arches and rocker panels, so take your time with a flashlight. Recommended years? Late 80s models are generally the safest bet thanks to improved reliability, though any well-kept example can be a gem. Market prices today usually start around $10,000 for drivers and climb to $20,000 or a bit beyond for clean, honest cars. For the amount of style and road presence you get, it's still a killer deal. And if you think the Sharknose is cool, the next one brings full-blown American land yacht energy. The Cadillac Eldorado Ninth Generation is the car you buy when you want maximum American luxury with absolutely zero subtlety. This thing is a rolling sofa, a mobile living room, a land yacht for drivers who like to glide instead of drive. If you're the type who wants smoothness above all else, who appreciates chrome the way some people appreciate fine art, and who secretly enjoys that old-school floaty ride, the Eldorado is your happy place. Under the hood sits a big V8, usually the 4.1-liter version, pushing out just over 100 horsepower. Yeah, it's not a rocket, but torque comes on early, and the 4-speed automatic is buttery enough to make you forget about acceleration times entirely. Fuel economy is what you'd expect from a giant front-wheel drive luxury cruiser. Modest, but not ruinously bad. The experience is what matters here. You glide, you wave, you smile. Pros? First, comfort. Nothing in this price range rides like an 80s Cadillac. Second, maintenance is surprisingly manageable thanks to simple engines and wide parts availability. Third, The style is pure Americana. Sharp edges, chrome everywhere, and presence for days. Cons? The HT 4.1 engine has a mixed reputation, and cooling issues can turn a cheap buy into a repair marathon. Also, the digital dashboards and early electronics age like dairy products left on the dashboard. Known issues include overheating, intake manifold leaks, weak transmissions if neglected, and sagging rear suspension. When you inspect one, let it idle long enough to reach full temperature and watch that needle. It should stay steady. Check for coolant smells, look for transmission hesitation, and make sure every electronic gadget actually works. The air ride systems in some models can be temperamental, so peek underneath for aftermarket fixes or leaking components. Recommended years? Mid-80s examples tend to be more consistent, but honestly, condition trumps everything here. Find the cleanest, least modified car possible with a stack of maintenance history, and you'll have a wonderfully smooth classic. Market prices? You can still snag a solid driver for $5,000 to $8,000, and really tidy examples occasionally push into the low teens. For this level of comfort and vintage swagger, that's a bargain in every sense. Alright, car family. These classic luxury gems prove you don't need a billionaire budget to drive something with personality, comfort, and real history. From German sleepers to American land yachts, every model here offers a different flavor of affordable nostalgia. And if you want more smart picks, hidden bargains, and I can't believe that's still cheap classics, check out the other videos on the channel. Your next favorite car might be one click away.